So I started watching Plastic Memories because people online were like, which is not a warning. That is not enough information. You don't just casually say, yeah, this anime permanently altered my emotional stability and made me emotionally attach myself to a robot with a built in death timer. This show literally opens with an old woman crying while a company takes away her android companion. Bro, we are 4 minutes in. And immediately, the anime establishes this is not a normal sci fi anime. This is, what if grief had pastel colors and cute character designs? So the anime takes place in a future where people live alongside androids called Giftiers. And these androids are basically human. They laugh, cry, fall in love, form memories. But after about 9 years, their operating system starts collapsing, which means society created emotionally intelligent people with expiration dates. And if the Giftiers aren't retrieved in time, they become violent, malfunctioning wanderers. So naturally, there's an entire company dedicated to emotionally destroying families for a living. So our main character, Tsukasa, fails his college exams and ends up joining Terminal Service 1. And this man walks into the office expecting professional, futuristic workplace. Meanwhile, the actual office looks like trauma processing center with vending machines. Everybody's acting weirdly casual, considering their job is separating humans from androids they love. Like Zack is flirting, Constance is screaming, and Kazuki is chain-smoking emotional exhaustion. How are these people functioning? Then Tsukasa meets Isla, and the anime immediately knows what it's doing emotionally. Because Isla is quiet, awkward, emotionally distant, socially anxious, and tiny. The anime industry scientifically engineered this girl in a lab specifically to emotionally destroy viewers. So let's get into Isla's introduction. Their first interaction is so awkward. Tsukasa tries introducing himself, and Isla just quietly hands him some documents like, please do not perceive me, and then she immediately walks away. But this is where the anime starts doing something really smart. Instead of making Isla cold or tsundere, nothing wrong with tsunderes though, or like overly dramatic, she feels nervous, like genuinely socially uncomfortable. And that makes her feel weirdly human immediately. Now, Tsukasa starts accompanying Isla on retrieval jobs, and this is where the anime starts emotionally attacking people. Because every retrieval feels like watching a family member die. There's one case involving a little girl refusing to let go of her giftier companion, and Tsukasa slowly realizes these aren't machines to people, they're family. That's why retrievals hurt so much. The anime doesn't treat giftiers like gadgets. It treats them like human beings whose time is running out. As they continue working together, Tsukasa starts sitting with Isla during lunch, and honestly, some of the best scenes in this anime are just quiet conversations, tea drinking, awkward pauses, and them walking home together. Nothing dramatic even happens, but the anime lets the relationship breathe. Now, a lot of animes drag on, but there's also a lot that speed up things way too much, so this is pretty good pacing. Like some romance animes go with episode 1, I hate you, episode 2, we're holding hands now, and episode 3, we're now spiritually married. Let's just look at like Tony Kawa, bro. He literally gets killed and then they're married the next day. Like, what? Meanwhile, Plastic Memories spends entire scenes on two emotionally awkward people learning how to exist around each other, because they have to. And slowly, Isla starts changing. She waits for Tsukasa, she talks a little more, her facial expressions soften. Tiny things become emotionally massive in this anime. Then we learn Isla used to be one of the best retrievers in the company. There's a flashback where she comforts a crying giftier during retrieval work, but later another retrieval turns violent. A near-expired giftier resists retrieval, and Isla freezes emotionally during the situation. After that, she basically shuts herself off emotionally, and suddenly everything about her makes sense, like the awkwardness, the distance, the loneliness. She stopped letting herself get attached because she already knows how painful endings are. Then, spoiler warning, I'm gonna let you click off if you want to watch this. The anime hits Tsukasa with emotional nuclear warfare. He discovers Isla's expiration paperwork, and the scene is devastating because nothing dramatic happens. No screaming, no giant soundtrack. Tsukasa just quietly realizes, oh no, she's dying too. And suddenly, every previous interaction becomes painful in hindsight. That's why Isla kept emotional distance. That's why she never let herself get too close to people. She knew her time was almost gone the entire time. Bro. Now here's where we get into the bench scene, which is one of my favorite scenes in the anime. Tsukasa then talks to Isla outside at night, and this scene absolutely destroys you because it is so restrained emotionally. Tsukasa asks if she's scared, and Isla quietly admits she doesn't want people suffering because of her. That line explains her entire character. She's already accepted her own ending long ago. She's just trying to protect everyone else from the pain. And honestly, this is why the anime works so well emotionally, because it doesn't rely on melodrama constantly. It lets silence do the work. Eventually, later in the series, which everyone saw coming, Tsukasa confesses his feelings, and Isla initially rejects him. Not because she doesn't love him, but because she does. She knows loving her means future heartbreak, but Tsukasa decides, I would rather have temporary happiness than avoid loving someone entirely. Which is literally the entire message of the anime. And from this point onward, the anime becomes emotionally suspicious because every happy moment now feels dangerous. Then we get the amusement park dates, and these episodes are simultaneously adorable, wholesome, and psychologically threatening. Because now, every time Alia smiles, your brain goes, oh, this is gonna cause damage later. There's this really important moment where Isla genuinely laughs naturally, and it hits really hard because the anime spent so much time building toward her emotionally opening up. When she starts like teasing Tsukasa, like initiating conversations and smiling like really naturally, and the office workers notice immediately, especially Kazuki, it's pretty crazy because at the same time, everyone knows how the story ends. Like they literally show the sadness through happiness, which is just not done too often. Like whenever someone talks about a sad anime, we mentioned Your Lie in April, Clannad, Anohana, but Plastic Memories definitely deserves way more recognition to be up there because in only 12 episodes, it balances romance, comedy, existential themes, slice of life, grief, and emotional payoff without falling apart tonally. That's really hard to do. Anyway, here we reach the end, the final date. And this is a major spoiler. The anime emotionally executes the audience. Tsukasa takes Isla on one final date to the amusement park, and the entire episode feels weirdly calm. Not dramatic, just quiet, like both of them already accepted what's coming. They then ride the Ferris wheel, and this scene is... oh, man. Inside the cabin, Isla quietly thanks Tsukasa for everything. No miracle happens, no sudden cure, no plot twist. Tsukasa just holds her as she peacefully reaches the end of her lifespan. And the worst part about it, which is also the best part about it, is Isla hands Tsukasa the ring to end her lifespan, and he does it himself. Honestly, the silence during this scene is what makes it devastating. After Isla is retrieved, Tsukasa eventually returns to the Terminal Service 1, and you can tell he's emotionally changed completely. And then he's introduced to a new giftier partner. The scene mirrors his first meeting with Isla almost perfectly. Awkward introduction, quiet atmosphere, new beginning. And the point isn't replacing Alia. The point is life keeps moving forward even after loss. At first, Plastic Memories looks like, oh, cute robot romance anime. And then halfway through, you realize it's actually about morality, grief, memory, and cherishing temporary happiness, which is a very different experience. But that's why this anime still holds up so well. It's emotional without being manipulative. It's sad without becoming edgy, romantic without becoming cheesy. I'm not saying I don't like cheesy. I definitely do, but this just ain't it. And in 12 episodes, it tells a complete emotional story that actually stays with you afterward, which is honestly more than a lot of anime with 200 episodes managed to accomplish. So if you skip this show because it looks generic, do not trust the pastel colors. They are lying to you. And now, if you'll excuse me, I need to emotionally recover from animated robots again. I'll be back in like a year. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is the first time I've done like a video just talking about something I really like, and I'm honestly hoping to make a lot more. Like, I'm not even joking. I have probably been thinking about making this since like I watched this anime, which is like over a year ago now. My best friend and I sat down one night. It was like 1 a.m. and he's like, hey, you want to watch this thing I saw on TikTok? And I was like, okay. And then we binged it in one night and we're just crying to ourselves in a call together. But I have a lot of lists on my anime, and here's my list of stuff I've watched. But hey, if you want me to talk about a different anime or get me to watch something, comment it. I'll watch it and I'll probably make a video on it. I'm planning to make a lot more, so stay tuned. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.